course he came back. These stories are amazing, aren't they? Well, either my Spidey senses are tingling, or I'm getting the feeling that this might be double the fun. So, if you like what you're hearing, and if you want to keep hearing these stories, be sure to hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button as well so I can keep telling you these are awesome stories, because honestly, I'm going to keep giving them to you. So, with that said, today's story is called Spider-Man, plural. Let's get into it. You may have heard of Peter Parker, yours truly, but do you know about the other Spider-Man? Miles Morales? Miles was just a young teenage boy when he gained his spider powers, made his own spider costume, and called himself Spider-Man too. Peter found Miles and the two became friends. Peter even began to train Miles to be a superhero. So get ready, true believer, to read a story with not one, but two Spider-Men. Young Miles Morales and his friend Genki were on a field trip with their school when they were caught by surprise. "Genki, watch out!" Miles shouted to his best friend. A flood of wild animals came stampeding towards them right in the heart of Central Park Zoo. Miles knew he had to help, but he couldn't put on his spider suit. Genki was the only one who knew about his powers. Putting on his suit would reveal Miles' secret identity. "How did all these animals escape?" Genki asked. As if the universe was answering his question, the Rhino charged out of the woods and came barreling down on Miles and Genki. Genki shouted at Miles, "Jump, dude! He's going to run you over!" Luckily for Miles, the original Spider-Man snagged Rhino's horn just in time to save Miles from revealing his secret, and from a lot of bruises. "Yeehaw! You're worse than a bucking bronco, Rhino!" Spider-Man shouted. When Miles realized that the Spider-Man was there to help, he was thrilled. Rhino jerked his head away, yanking Spidey off his back. Wham! Spidey slammed down into the ground. "Ha!" Rhino bellowed. "Try and keep up, Spider-Man. My new animal friends and I are pretty wild." As Peter lay on his back, Miles rushed over to see if he was okay. "Hey, Spider-Man," Miles said. Peter was still a little woozy from hitting the ground. "Miles, great to see you, buddy." But before Peter could finish, he felt Rhino's hand grab his ankle. Rhino flung Spidey through the air. As Peter whizzed by, he asked Miles, "How are your grades holding up?" Peter was tossed out of sight. Miles stood face to face with the Rhino, but he didn't budge. Not 1 inch. "No one scares animals and little kids while I'm around." "You've got nerve, kid, I'll give you that," Rhino snorted. "You're just lucky I got the web at the finish. Otherwise, I'd give you the horn." The Rhino stormed off to find Peter Parker. He didn't realize that Miles was also Spider-Man. Miles looked left and right. All of his classmates, even Genki, were gone. He remembered what Peter once told him. With great power comes great responsibility. Without another thought, Miles slipped on his mask and pulled on his suit. Hey, would you look at that? You didn't think I was going to give Peter all the fun, did you? Let's continue, shall we? Where Miles once stood, now bounced the one and only, well, one of only two, Spider-Man. Miles' kick to Rhino's head was enough to give Peter a chance to get loose from the supervillain's grip. "Thanks for the assist, Spider-Man," Peter said. "How cute! The Spider-Man have come to meet their doom!" Rhino snarled. As Peter dodged Rhino's attacks, he called to Miles. "I need you to wrangle the zoo animals before they cause any more damage." Miles was hurt. "You don't want my help battling Rhino?" Before Peter could respond, Rhino poked his horn right into Peter's behind. Yowza! Why does Peter not want my help? Miles thought to himself. Maybe I'm not cut out for this whole superhero thing after all. But just when Miles began to doubt himself, he remembered there was a job to do. It was his responsibility to wrangle the animals, and if that's what Peter needed, then that's exactly what he was going to do. With great care, Miles wrestled a crocodile, webbing his mouth so that it wouldn't bite anyone. Using his wall-crawling abilities, Miles climbed a large tree and guided a fluffy red panda to safety. Then, Miles contained a lion by electrifying the air with his venom strike. a spider power that even Peter didn't have. Eventually, Miles helped all the animals find their habitats. As Miles stood in front of the contained animals, he began to wonder where Peter and Rhino were. Ow, ow, ow! Suddenly, Peter came bouncing across the pavement and slammed to a stop next to Miles. Rough landing, Peter joked. Man, where's another Spider-Man when you need him? Seriously, dude? Miles asked. Even though Miles was still learning his powers, Peter knew he was ready. What do you say, Miles? You want to see if Rhino can beat the Spider-Men? Miles smiled. I thought you'd never ask. Together, the Spider-Men made the ultimate team. Have a nice trip, Peter said as he webbed up the Rhino's feet. Man, your ugly mug is shocking, Miles said as he used his venom strike to give Rhino an unexpected jolt. Ooh, nice one, Peter cheered. Rhino slammed into the pavement, knocking himself out cold. Do you want to make the final wisecrack? Peter asked. Miles smiled. How's this? We put the no in Rhino! Peter burst into laughter and let out a theatrical sob. My little baby's all grown up. After taking care of Rhino, the Spider-Men settled down for a well-deserved lunch break. Remember when I told you that true heroes give back to their community? Peter asked. Miles nodded as he took a loud sip of his soda. Well, giving the Central Park Zoo a dude dressed as a rhino wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Miles grinned. Still, he definitely fits in. Well, there we go. Another amazing story for the books. So if you like what you're hearing and you want to hear more, remember to flip that like button and subscribe for more amazing stories coming your way. And then from Peter and Miles, stay amazing.